If you want to be powerful, you must learn how to walk away. I am Sierra, the confidence guru, and I teach about stepping into your authentic power. Learning to walk away is the most important skill that will save you money and time, because one thing you will never get more of is time. And when you realize something is no longer serving your purpose, get your hiney out of there. Okay, people come into your life for three things: a season, a reason, and a lifetime. And a lot of times people, if they're not seasonal, and by seasonal people, think like people there out of convenience. For example, in college, people you are friends with because you're in the same classes, or maybe because you live nearby them. But once that relationship starts being convenient, it naturally falls away. But when people come into your life for a reason, let me tell you, those lessons, they usually come up pretty quick. And I think I saw a statistic once or read somewhere, most relationships really run their course within 3 to 6 months. You have all the information you need. You are having your triggers and wounds brought up within those 3 to 6 months. So once you know, okay, this is who this person is, this is what they're reflecting back to me, they're a mirror of what I need to heal and work on. Once you gather that information, honestly, it's over. What happens is, and especially for women, a lot of people overstay the ending date, right? They're ignoring the fact that it's ran its course, and they get comfortable. They're afraid to leave. They're scared to leave. They don't want to leave. And then guess what? Next thing you know, that 3 to 6 months turns into 3 to 6 years out the window, sometimes more. And that's why you have to learn to have an abundance mindset. And this is not just dating as well. Take my life, for example. If you don't know me, I was featured in the Business Insider and Financial Times last year and the Harvard website. But do you know how that happened and came to be? It was because I ended up losing my first job out of college. I got laid off. At 24 years old, my first job out of college, I was there for 1 year at Deloitte, working in the Big Four. And on paper, guys, I had a great life on paper, right? I graduated with my degree in actuarial science. I was working as an actuarial analyst in the Chicago office in downtown Chicago. You know, I had a beautiful apartment in River North, not far from like the Magnificent Mile, if you want to reference. I could see like the back of like the Sears Tower and, you know, had all these like beautiful amenities. On paper, everything was great, right? I was making like a handsome income after college of like $90K, which was a lot of money for me at 22, 23 years old. That's how old I was. But I was so deeply unhappy in that job, but I was still at the job. So what did the universe and God do? It took the job away. And guess what? I was spiraling. I was like, whoa, like, even though I hated the job, how am I going to make money? How am I going to survive? I don't know how I'm going to come back from this. Like, that ending was forced upon me. But you know what? I realized too, during that time, I was like, I love speaking. I love public speaking. That was always what I was passionate about. I started making TikToks during my year at Deloitte, and it was like a fun hobby. It wasn't something I was, you know, taking seriously until I got laid off. And then eventually, about 4 months after I got laid off, I moved back to Miami. I got another place. I got another job during that time. And guess what? I made a TikTok where I told my story about what happened at Deloitte and how I got laid off. 5 months later, I got interviewed for the Business Insider. The article came out. It blew up with millions of views worldwide. But guess what? If I had never accepted that ending, or allowed myself to at least acknowledge, hey, this isn't for me. What if I stayed stuck in the past? Or what if I tried to go running back? You know, like I was like some puny person that had no worth or no capability to build my own brand and build my own name, because I never needed that company to be great. I was always great. I just didn't know my full power yet. I didn't know what I was fully capable of until I was not stuck in that toxic environment. And this is what I want to tell you guys, because you know, you don't even know what you're capable of manifesting or building for yourself, whether it's in your love life or your career, but you're so stuck on the past. Like, you really think that, you know, your destiny is hinged upon somebody or something that was never meant to stay in your life? Think about it this way, right? When you throw your garbage out, Does the garbage man come pick up your garbage on garbage day, throw it in the truck drives away, and then the garbage somehow is like, oh my God, Sierra threw me out, I gotta get out of here and run back to the house? Does the garbage knock on your door and go, Sierra, please don't throw me away, I want to stay here? No, that doesn't happen. Once it's gone, it's gone. So why are you running back to people or trying to go back to places you know you don't belong? That's what you look like, a garbage bag who ran back to its residence because it didn't want to go to the landfill, right? Let things go. When the universe or God takes people or things out of your life, or if people even remove themselves, it's a good thing. It's a good thing when things end, because that's a chance for you to also reflect on how to attract better. And a lot of successful people understand this, because also what happens is a lot of people just go, well, you know what? I'm used to this. I don't think I can get better. Or this is all that's in front of me right now. This is all I can see. Let me tell you something. Like, you're going to have to learn to have faith. Trust me. Like, even for me, like when I lost my job and everything, I had to somehow believe God was going to create something 10 times better from this. And I kept pushing forward. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stop making my silly little TikToks. And guess what? My little TikTok got me over 2 million reads in the Business Insider, right? I was in the top 5 stories during the week of the US presidential debate. So if I would have given up, if I would not have trusted in God's plan, and if I hadn't gotten taken out of that job, who knows where I would be? That, I thank God that happened. Or the people right now who are crying and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, you know, this guy left me, or things didn't work out with this person. I'm glad it didn't work out. A matter of fact, congratulations, you got dumped, or you're no longer with that person, because that means you now actually have the space to focus on yourself and attract better. So you need to learn to celebrate when people leave your life. Same thing with friendships. When you start to level up, and this happened to me too, like literally, I swear guys, right before I got that like interview with the Business Insider, like listen, 2 close friends dropped out of my life, okay? But it was so divinely timed, because now in hindsight, I'm like looking back on those relationships and I'm like, they were holding me back, right? They may have liked a certain version or a more surface level version of me, but at the end of the day, not everybody's going to come with you where you're going, and not everybody is growing at the rate you are. If you are a person dedicated to success and stepping into your authentic power, you are, if you're watching my videos. But if you're dedicated to doing that, not everyone around you is on that journey. And I'm letting you know right now. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because endings are inevitable. And more importantly, people are going to leave your life, right? And also, you need to get good at walking away from people who are holding you back, who are not leveling up with you. Because vibrationally, if you're trying to rise to a higher level, right? Because you want to attract bigger manifestations, and those manifestations, right, are going to require you to rise to a higher frequency. Maybe somebody's like, I don't really feel like I need to do all that work. I'm vibrating just okay down here. Well, guess what? Positive and negative frequencies cannot coexist together. So guess what's ultimately going to happen? Woo! You're going to have to go your separate ways. But don't wait until things explode, or maybe like, you know, drag things out. If you recognize somebody's not for you, I'm not saying send them an angry goodbye text, but you need to distance yourself. Remove them from your life if that's ultimately what you have to do. But you need to respect yourself enough to not surround yourself with people who do not represent where you're going in this life, who don't align with your values of self-growth and, you know, good character and high morale. And it's really going to be even more integral as you level up to be selective about who's around you. And it will get lonely, because especially, you know, when you're coming from a place where maybe you just were surrounding yourself with losers, bums, people who maybe are not kind people, they're not generous, maybe they're people who thrive off of controlling others. you're gonna have to lose people in your life. You might be alone. You might be lonely on this journey, but I promise you, right, in this community, it's a lot of people who are focused on leveling up. And I will tell you myself, you will be happy and you will be thankful you did not stay stuck in that place. But if you want more advice, if you want a more personalized insight into how to step into your power and let go of the things, the people, the situations holding you back, you can book a one-on-one with me. And I also have my career guide, which is talking about how to step into your authentic self and your true power. But I want you to know that endings are good things. And it's time to start looking at your life and start seeing where you can make cuts. Because at the end of the day, you are the CEO of your life. You need to be hiring and firing people accordingly. And you also need to think about your life situations as like projects. What projects are you benefiting from keeping in your life? What projects or tasks are costing you time, money, energy, and you need to let go of? So don't be afraid to make those changes. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you love this content, like, comment, and please share with people that you think could use this message.